Grew up literally across the street from Weldon Hall. Walked to campus all the time from the time I was 4 years old till I finished high school at Canton High, and then have been gone for a while to college, and then playing beyond college, and then getting into my coaching career too, some here at Quincy High, and then at the junior college and 4-year level as well. But really excited to be back. Have great respect for the Heart and so many of the teams and coaches that even go back to when my dad was coaching, and I've known them for a while. I've known even some of them, their families, and other young coaches around my age who have gotten into it as well. So really excited to get to see those people, whether it be this summer out recruiting, at our conference summit at the end of July, and then obviously be seeing them here starting up in the next couple weeks too. Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with the Sherman family and Matt now, helping his dad there, and we've stayed in contact over the years. And Coach Lamar, I actually played when I was at Rockhurst against Mid-America every summer in our Rockhurst Summer League, and then Coach Jenkins and my dad were pretty close, just as far as the coaching fraternity goes. So have stayed in touch with him throughout the years as well, and have great respect for all those coaches. Have won a ton of games and have done a great job building really fine programs. We're very blessed to have those returners back that you mentioned, and then I really like the guys that we've added to our roster as well, and they've done a great job coming in from day one and quickly understanding what our expectations are for what it means to be a part of our program. And I've really appreciated their effort on the floor and the standards that they've demonstrated off the floor as well. Really happy with them there. I think we've still got a lot of learning going on day to day. Everybody's new to it. That's one of the toughest things for us right now, is just that we don't have necessarily a returner who's used to the day in, day out of practice and the style that we're going to play and the style that we're going to practice with. So it's still really new to many guys, even though I'm sure it seems like we've been practicing forever now. But they've done a great job, whether it be in the weight room, classroom, community, on the floor now as we've been going for a couple weeks. Been really proud of them and pleased with them, and just understanding what it means to be a member of our Wildcat basketball program. And we talk a lot about that. We really try and keep it simple in what that looks like. Our 3 core values of winning today, so controlling what you can control, winning tough, especially the mental side of it and how you respond when things don't go your way, and then winning together, because everything that we do, X's and O's, defensive scheme wise, will be collective. We're really, really dependent on the people next to us in order to be successful. Offensively, we'll run 5-man motion primarily. So it's random action. It's really about daily understanding who you're playing with, where they're good at on the floor, where you're good at, understanding guys' strengths, and then understanding shot selection. We'll run some sets, some entries into our motion, but that'll be what you would see most possessions, would be guys playing different spots on the floor, hopefully great ball movement where guys are making quick decisions, whether it's shot, drive, pass, and then we've got things that we teach and emphasize inside of that. You mentioned some of those talented guys earlier. We'll definitely try and play through some of those guys as well as some of our new guys. And then defensively, mostly man. You usually got to have something else to throw at people if you need to on a given night, but mostly man. A lot of the better teams that I've been around, which really is just where I've gained my experience, have been pretty exclusively man-to-man, and kind of as the years gone on, the better we get at guarding in that way, the better we get as a group defensively too. So 5-man motion and man will be what you see on a nightly basis from us. I think number one, and I told the guys this from the first night, it's all about the locker room. I'm a huge believer in culture. I love coaching. Even more than that, I just like and appreciate leadership, because I think that you're always leading, and that's anybody associated with our program specifically, either in a positive or negative direction. You're always leading, and then you're always creating culture. We don't naturally drift towards improvement, so huge believer that the biggest opponent that we face every day is our own human nature, and for us it'll be about being unselfish, being connected to each other, and then creating the best culture in that locker room that we can. From there, I mentioned how everything's new to everybody, so for us it's going to be a process, and we've got to continue to get better day in and day out over the process of a season. And then lastly, knock on wood, somewhere in here, I hope we can stay healthy, because I like our guys. I think we've got talent. I think we've got guys who are bought in right now. You've always got to be a little bit lucky. Hopefully we've gotten some of those nicks and bruises out of the way early, but I think we're getting more healthy, so that's good. And I really do like the guys that we've got. Coach Hobbs did a good job having done some recruiting before I got here, and then also helping us finish up our class, and got great appreciation for the guys who have trusted us in year one here and like our talent. So I think if we can do those other things, I think if we can really stay together and connected through the highs and lows of a season, and then continue to learn over the course of a season, I think we can be a pretty dangerous team. Mason Vyers was a junior college All-American from Morton College, NJCAA Division II up in the Chicagoland area. Averaged about 17-4 for them. They won over 20 games. That was probably the area that we wanted to go specifically target the most in recruiting, was to find a guy. Now everything's earned, but to find a guy in our minds who could come in and play a lot for us immediately and have a big impact. So it's kind of why we went the junior college route or transfer route. We're expecting big things from him over the course of his career here. Really tough, hard-nosed competitor, loves to work. Troy Green is a junior college transfer from Western Oklahoma State. I've been able to see him play the last couple seasons when I was at East Central in Oklahoma. High motor, tough, again, great athlete. He'll probably provide some highlights for us hopefully during the year. Probably our best athlete on the team overall. I know there's been a couple times already in the preseason that he's wowed some of the guys, so he's a pretty explosive athlete, and love what he stands for just as a competitor, a guy that winning matters a great deal to. Jared Cosby, actually the brother of Jordan Cosby, who's a member of our program. Jared's a wing. He and Dom Mitchell, our freshmen, are both longer, versatile wing type players who can guard multiple spots, who can make plays off the bounce, and give you the ability to play around the three-point line as well. And again, kind of a theme of our group, tough competitors who are guys who I think they're all going to play significant roles for us because of just how competitive they are. They love the game. That was a priority for us in recruiting too, because we want guys who are going to develop over time, because we ask a lot of them, but I think they love it. I think they love the process. They've done a great job of coming and not trying to assert themselves necessarily in some sort of forceful role, but have really come in and fit well with the guys that we've got returning back, because you mentioned that we've got some talented guys back, some guys that have had especially some individual success here recently, and hopefully kind of that collection, as well as some other guys that have been parts of our programs that are returning and hopefully stepping into bigger roles. Hopefully we can mix them all in together. I think they've done a really good job. Every day's a learning experience for him. Mike can obviously score it, gifted in that way, at a really elite level. Really sensational athlete too. I think just as he continues to learn what we're doing, he'll just get better and better and better. And I know he's a guy who badly wants to win. He and Colin at Lansing won at a really high level. They're competitive guys. Colin's fantastic, like one of the bigger personalities you'll ever be around in a locker room, in a great way. Tremendous leader, just naturally gifted at leadership and having a voice that matters in a locker room in a rare way. So love what he brings every day from a mental and physical toughness perspective, and he's a talented guy too. You mentioned Thaddeus. Thaddeus can really shoot it. He's all about the program and doing things the right way. I've loved coaching him. And then Bryson's got a really bright future. Long wing, again, who can really shoot it, and we'll try and get a lot of shooters on the floor to surround some of our scorers and athletes too. So all those guys that you mentioned, big impact guys, really want to see, hopefully, us send Mike and Colin out as our two seniors the right way. And I think that guys have been pushing in that general direction to do everything they can to make sure that happens. I mean, really early on, really like first night, just because as a competitor, I make it clear to them like that we are a team with a championship mindset. I also know that in athletics, everybody before they play their first game is of that same mindset. So that's why we mentioned it to them early. Like, make no mistake about it, that's the direction we want to take this program. And whether it's this year, next year, 10 years from now, if we can get that done, you're all going to be a part of that process. I would love to do something special every single year. And then we really hone in on controlling what we can control on a daily basis. But I think that we've got a talented group, and I think that if we'll believe in the things that we think as a program are the most important, that we can hopefully be a tough team to match up with on a nightly basis.